Hello everybody, I am Tom, and you are watching me finish Divinity Original Sin 2. In the last episode, we effectively finished the game. This is kind of just the epilogue on the boat. Baldur's Gate 3 comes out tomorrow, so we're going to be playing that. But for today, Divinity is finished. And I'm going to talk to everybody here. Hello, Melody.
Melody stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here, she looks almost angelic.
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've saved from ruin for your personal benefit. I'd say you owe me. Oh, I state the obvious. Get an eyeful, Your Holiness. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other for some time.
She turns to you, arms crossed, and grins.
Look at you. Magnificent.
She doesn't look too bad herself.
Actually, I've never looked better. Except for one small thing.
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though she's about to remove it. But instead, she places a hand on your shoulder.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. I sacrificed much. I'd give even more to see you become exactly what you've become. Soon, I'd like to have a little chat about something you can do for me. But I believe that can wait. Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same.
Where do you plan to go?
Oh, I don't know. Around and about. Treat myself to some mead, a Loverall 300. I'd say we've earned it.
Yeah, fair.
And when the time comes, I'll come find you. Your Holiness.
Very well.
Don't be a stranger now.
We did promise that we would, we'd help her. Hello!
The flaming hatchling bounces and cheeps out of sheer excitement.
Fresh air! Freedom! There's no containing me now!
That's amazing! That was the phoenix. There was an egg from... Goddamn. In Act 2, there was an egg that I managed to save. It was a bird that was dying. It thought it was a chicken. I killed it with fire, and it exploded into an egg, and I kept the egg the entire time. Now we have a little phoenix at the... That's so cool. Hey, Jehan.
You escaped an abominable prison and confronted the king of all gods, only in turn to confront divinity itself. A rather poetic arc, don't you think?
Rather.
Not that your story is finished, of course. Your divinity shines upon all who walk Rivellon. And there will be those that escape to the shadows. You must be ready to face them, whenever they might emerge.
Any advice for a new divine?
As a matter of fact, yes. Source makes for an excellent ally in matters of a demonic nature. Not only can void seep through the veil, but the beasts
interesting.
of Nemesis might similarly slip out of their own plane. Whether you are clever enough of a divine to keep Damien's disciples confined to Nemesis, I can't say. But I think we'll know soon enough. And I suggest you be ready.
What are you going to do next, Jehan?
Now that I am clear of mind and free of intruders, I'm wondering if it isn't time to share my learnings with the less enlightened. And to that end, I have a few ideas worth considering. Once I've come to a conclusion, I promise you'll be the first to know.
I wish you well and be on my way.
Until we meet again, Prince.
I feel like I'm a king at this point. Okay, let's walk down this way. Hey, Almira.
I've never been fond of what the Divine stands for, but I must say, it's rather exciting to say I've been up close and personal with one.
Remark that you hope she's reformed her ways after winning back her freedom.
Reform my ways? How adorable. No.
Good old Almira.
I cannot escape who I am and what I've done.
Her eyes flick down to your mouth. She smiles coyly, then slinks forward to kiss you.
Resistor advances.
Almira pouts in disappointment, but it quickly morphs into a devilish grin.
Oh, no matter. We'll always have our first kiss. I haven't been quite able to put it out of my mind. Just as I'm sure you won't be able to put me out of your mind.
Damn succubi. What's next for you?
Who knows? A nice cottage someplace quiet from Mahalia and I. A roaring fire and a feather bed. Maybe. Maybe. But a girl needs some fun, doesn't she?
Fair enough. Hey, Han.
You're the new Divine. That's so cool. What's it like?
Hmm. Tap your head. Divinity revealed an archive of knowledge within you, and you can't wait to explore it.
Oh, that sounds more boring than I thought it would. There's also the matter of my payment for all the stuff I've done for you. That'll be...
He taps his fingers and mouths silently while he counts, until he arrives at an acceptable figure.
1,300,000 dozen and 50 gold pieces. Now pay up.
Laugh and tell him you've got a better idea.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Drop your voice to a whisper. You need him to spy for you. Someone to dig up dirt on your enemies.
Han ponders your suggestion for all of a second.
Okay, I love being all sneaky and shh. Well, yeah. But you better believe the bill for that will be a doozy.
Nice. Already got a spy. I'm going to go to Losa last. Hey, Fane.
I suppose it's time for me to explore a new form of eternity.
That's a shame. Sorry, Fane.
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as it does to be whole again.
Remark that it's good to see her. The Lady Vengeance has been a dependable ally.
I will always be an ally to those that carry swords, to those whose blood is of the heroes of old. And so, as always, I am at the ready.
How is it possible you're here and unharmed?
Consider me to be a gift from Malady. My wood was splintered, but my spirit intact. It was a great feat, but given her skill, not a surprising one.
God, she's powerful.
I feel better than new.
I still have matters to consider. Alright, so Fane is there. We have what looks like Sabil here. Hello.
A slight grin crosses the spirit's face. Whether her smile is sincere or not, you can't be sure.
I see great potential in our new divinity. I don't expect to be disappointed.
Aha! Best character, Solora. Hello!
Well, well, Quirkers. Look who finally graced us with their presence. I suppose some thanks are in order.
Shake your head. He doesn't have to thank you for anything.
What? No, you should be thanking me. I just saved the world from the great evil. You're welcome, by the way. Some creatures have no sense of perspective.
Bow and thank the squirrel for his service.
A huge grin slowly spreads across the squirrel's small face.
Of course, had you not stopped this God King and his lackeys, there would have been very little left for me to save. So?
The cat moves forward, twisting around your legs and filling the air with the sound of dry, dusty purring.
Ah, Quirkers! Please, have a little decorum.
Lean down and scratch the cat under its chin.
Quirkus arches his back, almost dislodging Solora, who just smiles.
This battle is won, my friend, but we still have a war to fight. We've undone the Great Acorn, but the Knights of Dre are still out there.
I would play an entire sequel just playing as Sir Laura against the Knights of Dre. Just saying, Larian, if you need something to do.
They summoned the Great Acorn once,
they will be able to summon it again. We have to destroy their order, once and for all. That is the future Quercus and I have ahead of us. We no longer need a shield, but we are very happy to have a friend.
Bow to Silora and explain that it's been an honor. If he ever needs your help again, he's welcome to ask.
The honor is all mine. I pray we will not need to call on you, but I am grateful for the offer. I never thought I would be proud to have befriended a giant, but there is no one I... Ow! Crackers! There is no one that we would rather have walked this world with. I do not know what comes next for you, but you will always have a friend in the forest. Come, Quercus. We must... Oh, I think you have something in your eye, my friend.
The cat curls up and snuggles into his squirrel friend, who quietly sits and sniffs on the deck.
God, I love that squirrel.
Well, if it isn't the new divine gracing me with his presence. How honored I am.
What do you do now?
That is the question, isn't it? How does one top the greatest feat of necromancy ever conceived? I might have the answer to that. Tell me, have you ever heard of Gustafchen? No, of course you wouldn't. It's a written language, unreadable to most, but myself naturally. It comes from a mysterious race from another world. Beings that feed on minds. I intend to seek them out. This Gustafchen seems to guard portals to their realm. Once I've uncovered one, well, why settle for being the greatest mind in just one world, and there's another for the taking?
Take your leave. I'm not going to demand deference from him. He literally gave me a sword that kills anything. I think we're good. Hey, Beast.
Beast Spirit smiles as you approach, and begins to sing a tune you think vaguely familiar.
Here the wild beast just sails on the ocean. He's docked in the bay and coming your way. Off on the yawn, you hear the commotion. He's docked in the bay and coming your way. The cupboard can't hide you, nor can your berth. His daggers don't care about the gold that you're worth. He'll bury your bones neath a mountain of earth. He's docked in the bay and coming your way.
He pauses, then continues to hum, all the while working his ghostly whiskers.
Good old Beast. So we've talked to both of them. I think we spoke to everyone up here except for Losa, which I'm going to speak to last. So let's go downstairs, find some more people to talk to.
Down there.
Oh,
The
okay.
future lies above, not below.
Very well. Hey, Losa.
Oh my, you! Look who it is! Our brand new Lord and Saviour.
She curtsies low and looks up at you with a grin.
So, what's your first order of business? End world hunger? Instigate world peace? Send all spiders back to hell where they belong?
How's it feel to be free, once and for all, of all that haunted her?
I don't know if anyone's free of anything, once and for all. But I'm bloody thrilled to be here now. Just me, myself, and you, of course.
Tell her you plan to start rebuilding what the Void destroyed.
Big job. I'd offer to help, but I've got some business of my own to attend to.
Elaborate?
Get loot, play loot, get loot, get glad. So, Chief, I guess this is it, right?
So you guess so, but you won't forget her. Not ever.
Her face softens.
You know, I won't forget you either. Not ever. It's not every day you fall in love with a future god, after all. You'll ace it. I'm sure of that.
As she turns from you, the whites of her eyes darken, the veins in her face go grey, and a wicked smile curls her mouth. Suddenly it's gone again. She winks, and you're left wondering whether you saw anything at all.
See you around.
Losa sings to herself, a small smile about her lips.
Interesting. Well, with that, everyone is spoken to. So let's head out, shall we?
Shall we sail?
It's time to depart.
You look out to the endless beyond. The sun's light plays upon the waves, just as it always did. The sails flutter in the wind, just as they always will. And yet, something is different. You are different. And with a start, you realize where you must go next. You speak the command to the Lady Vengeance, and another chapter begins. War raged on. Arx remained the center of power as the races united behind the Divine. But the Voidwoken attacks continued as they did elsewhere. Arx would see many more long years of war. The ancient Empire of Lizards became one of the pillars of the new Divine Alliance. The Houses of War and of Shadows were particularly useful in the fight against the God King. The Empire used the war to expand its territory.
Makes sense.
Justinia returned to her throne. Under her rule, the Dwarven Kingdom fought for the Divine, and her loyalty was unquestionable. Many fine and courageous dwarves did their people great honor, in battle and in death. With Lucian gone, the elves reluctantly rejoined the Divine Alliance. Their place in the war on the Void would entirely depend on the integrity of the new Divine. And here and there, across the world, what was left of the Black Ring fought on. The island of Fort Joy remained a sorcerer's paradise, a place of exile for those whose sorcery threatened to bring in the Void. For their well-being, its residents depended entirely on the benevolence of the new Divine. Reaper's Coast struggled on. The farms and the fisheries fought to feed the people against the Voidwoken blight. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood teetered on the edge of starvation until the night the Voidwoken came from the sea. All were killed. This did, however, put an end to the famine.
Silver linings.
The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Young Han grew up a warrior and became one of the Alliance's greatest generals. But even he could not win the war. Almira and Mihaili settled in an abandoned homestead. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. Outsiders were often suspicious, but no local would speak against her.
Well, she enthralled the whole town.
With a new Divine at the helm, Malady had a powerful ally, but she was in no hurry to call in her favor. After all, it might be the last thing she ever did. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the Wizard served the new Divine with honor, wisdom, and an at times unnerving feline elegance. The undead priestess Gratiana remained in her sanctuary, happy to wait for the war to pass. she was troubled only by the silence of her goddess. Jehan the demon hunter never stopped hunting for demons. Sahala sought to strengthen the Elven alliance with the new divine. Her powers of sight proved useful in the ongoing war against the Void, but she could never be sure that the new divine trusted her. Tova, her mother, was Sahala's most trusted warrior. Lohse returned to her music and enjoyed a storied career as the Divine's premier musician. Dark moods would still overtake her, and she would spend long hours walking in the wilds. She always returned with a new song. And then there was you. And you, the Red Prince, the Lizard Divine. What did you do with your power? What kind of divine were you as the world battled on? Did you show mercy or strength? Did you sacrifice others as Lucian had done? Did you regret becoming divine? Did you wish you'd surrendered the power that runs through your veins and sealed the veil? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
And with that, we're done. And we get this amazing music to end us out. I'm going to let the credits run through. As you no doubt have guessed, I fucking love this game. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a real callback to games like Baldur's Gate, which makes a lot of sense considering that they're making Baldur's Gate 3, same studio. Obviously this is turn-based, whereas original Baldur's Gate weren't, but I much prefer that kind of style of gameplay. It's much more methodical in its combat. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal game. I love the story, I love pretty much everything about it. I also love that ending, the way they do that. A lot of RPGs actually do this, where they kind of tell what happened afterwards in this kind of narrative, literal narrative sense, where they actually will narrate to you what happened afterwards with all the characters that you interacted with and things. It sometimes feels a bit disjointed because it has to cut and slice in what it needs to tell you in what order, depending on what your playthrough went through. But I also love, particularly with this game, how it comes, and then it comes to you, and it explains kind of... It narrates to you, like, how did you actually feel, and how did you actually rule as divine? And it kind of just asks you the question more than telling you, which I like. But I think that's it. Thank you for watching. If you like this series, please leave this video a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And as always, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Which, theoretically, should be tomorrow, and it should be Baldur's Gate. So, that's awesome. Nevertheless, I'm just going to let these credits roll. So, there's probably going to be nothing else after this, but the credits are going to roll out to the end. Thank you for watching, everybody. Sincerely, thank you for watching. And I shall see you next time.
Sing for me, I'll sing along. Sing for me, oh sing for me. Sway with me, we'll make them scream. Dance with me, we'll make them bleed. Sing for me, I'll sing along. Sing for me, oh sing for me. Listen, do you hear it? Listen, do you feel it? Listen, I'm calling you. Listen, you do know me. Listen, swing and roll me. Listen, I'm calling you. Listen, do you hear it? Listen, do you feel it? Listen, I'm calling you. Listen, you do know me. Listen, swing and roll me. Listen, I'm calling you. Listen, do you hear it? Listen, do you feel it? Listen, I'm calling you. Listen, you do know me. Listen, swing and roll me. Listen, I'm calling you.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. Once again, if you managed to sit through all of those credits, congratulations. Not many people do. But as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.